serve and volley, but maybe to take a drive volley.
So the scene's set for the fourth and final quarterfinal of the day between Svetlana Kuznetsova, the Russian who's seeded number 4 here, and the 7th seed from America, Venus Williams. Best of 3 tie-break sets, and the winner of this match will take on the unseeded Russian Anna Chukvadadze in the semi-finals tomorrow.
Low 15.
Yeah, I don't think there'd be much hanging about here, even on a clay court.
Now both will be looking for a lot of first serves in so that they can dictate play afterwards. Kuznetsova with the forehand. Williams likes to be aggressive off both, perhaps the backhand slightly more consistent. But the one shot that I've been most impressed with Kuznetsova this year is that serve. She's really used it intelligently on all surfaces. A lot of first serves in, slide out wide to the deuce court, and there just putting a little bit of slice on that, but generating some nice pace up the tee too.
Ball person not realising that another ball is needed. Well, yesterday, didn't Venus cramp first on the left leg, I think it was, and then cramped on the right later, so we'll be interested to see how much movement she's willing to do, leaping and diving around the court.
That's a lovely forehand, and you drop the ball short at your peril, especially on that wing. But you're right, it was the left leg, and she was having difficulty getting up to the serve, wasn't she? So when she was returning, it wasn't too bad, and she actually did really well, even in the third set when she had an opportunity to be aggressive. But on serve, she was really struggling.
Wow, that's great timing. It wasn't a bad serve.
43.
Just slotted away, swatted away, really.
That's terrific hitting, especially off the supposed weaker wing in the back of the court. Excellent opening service game, and she leads 1 game to love. Of course, being seeded number 4, because Kuznetsova had a bye in the opening round and then beat Svetlana Peronkova pretty comfortably, has to be said, 6-3, 6-1 to get through to this stage in the event. Venus a win over Ursula Radvanska, who is the sister of Agnieszka, who lost to Jumencheva earlier today, and then of course that win we've already mentioned against Martina Hingis yesterday, 6-4 in the third.
Both of them are just doing some court maintenance.
She's timing the backhand pretty well early on, isn't she?
Really well. You can hear it coming off the racket perfectly from the middle.
Venus fighting fire with fire.
15.
You know, there's not much difference of these type of players on whatever surface they're on, whether it's hard or clay. They're still going to hit through the ball.
And the conditions today, pretty much perfect. Very little breeze now for the players to contend with. Obviously, very little sunshine either. Perhaps the only thing that they've got to worry about is the fact that the court has been breaking up a little bit behind the baseline, hasn't it?
It really has, yes, and there's been much sort of foot stamping to try and get the cracks out and make it a bit firmer. So it's always nasty at the beginning of the clay court season. You don't know where it's soft and you're trying to slide and you come to a sudden halt.
And for the women, of course, this is the first European clay court event of the year. That's going to be the shot that she's going to look to use the vast majority of the time.
Well played. We saw a lot of missed volleys actually from Venus yesterday. Just like this coming up. It's quite nasty when it's dipping. You have to make sure you get forward to it very quickly.
Nice little kick serve there as well, mixed things up nicely. And both players will be delighted to have held on to their opening service game.
I've had some good crowds here this week. They do enjoy their tennis in Warsaw.
Brilliant. Pinpoint accuracy. Very little you can do to defend against that kind of hitting. Doesn't get much better than that. Very sweet hitting. It's a tactic that Venus used early on in the match yesterday against Martina Hingis, wasn't it? She was coming in a lot after the return. Today she's got to pick her moments a little more sensibly, I think, but still nice to see her coming up the court so much.
I think she did pick the right moment there. Well played. Kuznetsova was pretty fast. Wow. What a return. She almost leapt forward onto it. It's pretty scary when you put in a decent first serve and you get that back at you.
That's a good response. Well, it was a good serve, but poor shot selection on the forehand.
Isn't it funny? It looks so simple from here. You get a easy ball like this. There's your opponent standing and going over to the forehand, and you play it back to them.
So first opportunity for a break of serve. Good anticipation, and again an excellent return. Williams draws first blood, and she leads 2-1 in the opening set. That's been an excellent start to the match in terms of the ball striking from both players. Neither has served poorly. Both have returned very well indeed. Williams managing to generate that first break of serve in the previous game. And so far, things look pretty good physically. Not too many after effects seem to be in evidence after the cramp she suffered in yesterday's match with Martina Hingis in both legs.
Yeah, she looks very sprightly. Oh, I was going to say, well, good serve, and wham. Get much better than that. Well, I suppose instead of letting it pin you down, it's worth taking a risk or two, just to show you can do it.
I think that's the one area that will really surprise Williams. Coming into this match, she'll feel that she has to pepper the backhand because it's certainly the weaker of the two ground strokes, but she's hitting it so confidently now that it's going to be interesting to see whether Williams changes her tactics or not.
Yeah, lovely movement. Look at that wide stance, a slide into the shot. It's perfect clay court tennis.
And this time there was a serve to the forehand. Manages to win the point as a result. But I think there will be a fair few breaks of serve throughout the match. We've seen a lot throughout the week. And obviously you tend to see a few more on clay than other surfaces as it's a bit slower. Good response by Kuznetsova. 2 games apiece.
Yeah, some really big hitting, classy tennis going on right here. There's a healthy respect. The pair of them, they know how good the other is, and so they need to be at the peak of their form.
Sometimes it's quite nice to be in that position, isn't it? Because you know what you have to do, and it helps sometimes, and it allows you to play a little bit better, doesn't it?
Yes.
And there's the trademark drive volley.
Yeah, look at this ground that Kuznetsova has to make up. She changes her grip, at least gets the ball back to let her opponent play another shot. I think Venus actually swung too soon there, but wasn't quite at her.
Certainly making her intentions clear when returning early on in the match. Well inside the baseline to return the first serve there. Yeah, just not enough on the volley. Good tactics by Kuznetsova. She actually drew Williams into the net there.
This is good tennis and manipulating the other person. You have to be able to move well, though, to do it.
Such a good return. So very difficult if you can return down the line aggressively and take the ball early to defend against that.
Yeah. Well, you are given no time. That's the problem. You've only just completed your service action where you've got to be scooting across the court.
The vast majority of the points are being won rather than lost. The quality of tennis is very high so far. But it is a risky shot. Just got to pick your moment. When you change direction on the ball, go over the high part of the net.
Net for serve. Williams.
Well, she is a terrific mover, Kuznetsova, but it's Williams so far that's just got that slightly greater weight of shot from the back of the court.
I can't see any tiredness or anything from Venus after yesterday's cramping. Just moving very well.
And I guess the good news as far as playing somebody like Kuznetsova is concerned is that the rallies are going to be relatively short anyway. So even if it goes to 3 sets, I don't think it's going to take as much out of her as it would do yesterday. And there was also a lot of nervous tension in that match yesterday. I don't sense the same today.
No. Well, that was their 20th match yesterday, wasn't it? Williams and Hingis. There's a lot riding on it, lots of history.
And I think especially for Williams coming back to play against Martina when she hasn't played for 3 years, you know, she wouldn't want to lose that first encounter, would she?
No.
So it was very, very taxing as far as that was concerned.
Yeah, Kuznetsova.
It's an excellent service game to eventually hold. Both players are giving no quarter from the back of the court, and certainly none asked for. Kuznetsova leading 3 games to 2 midway through the opening set.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this so far. It's 2 heavyweight tennis players who love to hit and run and move and go for shots, take chances, and it looks quite spectacular when they're both playing this well. It's amazing, really, that, you know, I can hit it so hard and yet still get it in the court, still have enough control over the ball.
And it's a good test for both players, isn't it? Williams, because she hasn't played a lot of tennis, obviously only played 1 event prior to this one, and she lost in the first round in Australia. And having had that win yesterday against Hingis, can she come back today and reproduce that kind of form? Is she in good enough shape to be able to do so? And Kuznetsova, of course, has played really well on the hard courts, but does she have the ability to be able to beat people like Venus Williams on a clay court?
Yes, lots of questions to be answered, and that's what makes it so fascinating to see a match like this. And remember, this is only the quarterfinal of this tournament.
And I think both will sense a real opportunity, because no disrespect to Anna Chakvadadze, but they'll know that they've got an excellent opportunity to progress further still if they can win this match.
Yes.
Opening set, 2-3.
Zero bit match. Love 15.
Yeah, painted the line, I think.
15.
Kuznetsova had a closer look, but to no avail. Very little you can do here. Williams, we know, loves to change direction on the ball. Did so superbly well there.
Well, Svetlana getting caught out for once. Don't see that very often.
A little wayward.
Yes, Venus did 8 double faults yesterday against Martina Hingis. It was a bit windier, and of course the cramp came in to play, so you can't push off on that left leg to get up to the serve.
Yeah, she really struggled with a rhythm yesterday on the serve, didn't she?
Definitely.
Wasn't making a lot of first serves, especially at the beginning of the match, but then she changed her tactics slightly and it worked really well. Took a bit of pace off it, made a few more. But of course today it's a slightly different situation that she faces, because Hingis wasn't really putting her under a lot of pressure when she missed the first serve, or certainly when she put in a slightly softer first serve. But today Kuznetsova certainly will be looking to do that. Break point for the Russian.
Even that shot had to be on the line. Loves taking her chances, Venus. But I suppose when you're playing someone like Svetlana, even though she's moved very early, you never know. Oh yes, it's a wonderful, very hard shot to play, because it banked slightly lower and she's trying to get it over the high part of the net, but Venus made it look very easy. Just skims the net. Look at that.
It's good serve. Just didn't quite make the distance, Kuznetsova, having chosen to run around and try and use the forehand. That was an excellent service game. The quality of the tennis still exceptionally high. 6 games played, 20 winners in total, 10 apiece. It's a shame. There's some good tennis there.
Well, it just shows that there's not all power and hard hitting from these two. They've got a bit of skill as well. Svetlana is so much better on court this year. She can actually smile to herself and not get so uptight as she was last year. It's enjoyable to watch.
And she's going to play her best tennis if she's actually enjoying what she's doing out there on the court. That's the key. If you can really have fun whilst you're competing at the highest level, it's a win-win situation for everybody.
Yes, I always think the best competitors and the greatest champions relish a battle. They like to be in the thick of it, and of course they want to win, but you can see them actually enjoying and giving respect to their opponent, enjoying the good tennis, enjoying that the audience are enjoying it. Ooh.
Very quick intervention from Cedric Murier. I think the point will be replayed. It wasn't a winning shot or a point-ending shot. That's brilliant. Very clean hitting. Constructed the point superbly well. Didn't really take any unnecessary risks, but still did enough with the ball to dictate the point. Had Williams moving from side to side, and the winner coming, but the ball still hit within 2 or 3 feet of the sideline.
You have to be so good to do that to Venus with her height and reach.
It's always important to mix the serve up when you're playing against Venus. She does like to get into a rhythm on the return. She's got such a large wingspan. Got to try and keep her guessing as much of the time as possible. Good length. It's an excellent service game. Still, the quality of the tennis remains exceptionally high. Still very little in it.